So, if you are new to this YouTube channel, my name is John, and this is a podcast called Beyond Belief Sobriety. Here, we explore topics of interest to people who are seeking a secular path to recovery from addictions of all kinds. We post audio episodes every week, which you can find any place you like to download your podcast. And we also have this YouTube channel. So, welcome if you're new. If you're not new, you might know that recently we started an initiative to create a community around the podcast. So we're doing a lot of stuff now that necessitates me coming on each week to give you some news and information of what to expect for the coming week. And that's what I'm doing here today. So let's get right into what's going on with Beyond Belief Sobriety. So as you know, we started our weekly Tuesday meetings. They occur on Zoom at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And the first meeting was last Tuesday, and it was a success. We had 27 people at the meeting. Beth Aich spoke for about 20 or 30 minutes about her book. Beth was a guest on a previous episode, and her book is called We're Not All Egomaniacs. And what she does is she takes a look at the 12 steps from the perspective of people with self-esteem issues. So it was really nice. She gave a good talk. And then afterwards, after she spoke, we opened the room up for people to ask questions or comment on what she had to say. And the meeting lasts for like 90 minutes. So it was a good time. And I really enjoyed it. This coming week, we're going to have another guest from a previous episode. Her name is Tara Boyce. Tara is the host of a podcast called Addicted to Recovery, the Interactive Memoir. And this is really an incredible podcast that she does here. What she does is she has written a memoir and she reads from it during her episodes and then comments about what she just read. She also has a lot of interaction with her listeners who will email her with questions or comments from previous episodes, and she addresses those too. She's really talented. I enjoyed speaking with her. She was on episode 243. She's just probably the most talented guest I think I've ever spoken with since I've been doing this. Her podcast is exceptional, and you can find it on Podchaser is the best place to find the podcast, but you can download it wherever you like to download your podcast. But if you go to Podchaser, you'll see all of her previous episodes and everything. It's just easy to do, but I will post a link to her podcast in the show notes here so that you can access it, because if you haven't listened to it, you really should. It's an excellent, excellent podcast. What else is new? Well, live streams are coming back. I warned you about this last week. But yeah, we're going to start them up again on March 12th, which is a Saturday. And we'll be doing them every Saturday going forward. The time is 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern, which is 11 o'clock a.m. Central, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific. And over in the UK, it's 5 o'clock p.m. So that's a great time for me personally, because now I'm not going to be doing the live streams directly after getting off of work. So I'll be maybe a little bit more relaxed and not so tired and run down. So that will be good for me, but it will also be good for those of you who are listening, because it gives an opportunity for more people in different time zones to participate in the live stream. When we used to do these, we did these on Friday evenings when I just got off work. I was kind of tired and run down, and it was almost impossible for people from Europe to participate in those live streams because it would be like 1 o'clock in the morning their time or something like that. So we have a more convenient time for the live streams. And how are we going to do these? Well, the format is that I'll have a co-host, and my co-host is new. Her name is Mary C. And we're going to have the first episode will be her sharing her story so you can get to know her. And she will help me discuss topics that we will have that relate to recovery. And we will also have guest interviews from time to time. I'll try to have more guests on the live stream than we did previously, the last couple of years that we were doing this. But there's also a lot of participation from you. So you can watch the live stream either on YouTube or Facebook. It'll be posted on our YouTube channel here and on our public Facebook page and our private Facebook group. And what you do is while we are recording the live stream, you can enter comments in the live chat in YouTube or on Facebook, and then we'll respond to your comments. And so it's a great way to have some interaction with us and you and with each other. It's a nice medium for doing that. But we also have a toll-free number that you can call in on by the phone. It's kind of like a call-in radio show, and we'll also take calls and talk to you that way as well. So it's fun. It's exciting. It's something I really enjoy doing, and I'm glad that we're getting back to doing it again. So I mentioned our Facebook group. If you would like to join the Facebook group, you can find us on Facebook. Just search for Beyond Belief Sobriety on Facebook, and you'll find the group. There's like 3 questions that I like for you to ask. And the reason I do that is I really want to make sure that the group is focused on the podcast for people who listen to the podcast, and that all the discussion pertains either to subjects that we've covered on the podcast or things that we might want to talk about. So it's a group of people who are there to support each other and their desire to stay clean and sober, and who listen to this podcast. So hopefully it's a supportive group. Right now we have about 100 members now, and last week we had like 25. I'm not trying to make it a giant big group. I just want it to be a nice group. So that's our Facebook group. Also, I started having individual meetings, making those available to you. And you can do that simply by scheduling time on my calendar. And I'll put a link to my calendar in the show notes here. And just set up a time that works for you. And you'll get an email with the Zoom information so that you can participate in the meeting. It's a completely private meeting, and you can talk about whatever you want. But when you do sign up for it, there's a place on the form that gives you an opportunity to let me know what you would like to talk about, which is kind of nice because it kind of can prepare me if there's anything specific, like you have some questions or, something recovery related that you want to talk about. But that's not even necessary. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I enjoy these meetings. I've had several of them so far. Got another one coming up today. So please feel free to take advantage of that, those individual meetings. And I think that's it. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast. I appreciate that. Thank you for the emails that you send me when there's a particular episode that touches you, or the phone calls that you make on our toll-free line, or the comments that you make on the YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you for everything you do to support the podcast. Without you, this wouldn't be any fun at all. So I hope to see you at the Tuesday meeting at 7:00 PM Central Time, different wherever you might live. And then also look forward to seeing you on the live streams, which will be starting on March the 12th. And that's all I have for today. I'll talk to you again next week. Y'all take care.